Hello, everyone. This is Melissa Drip again, the ProgressBook manager here at Meta, and I had to re-record my House Bill 166 video. We found out a couple weeks ago that there was actually a new law that was passed saying that excessive absences no longer included medically excused absences. So that House Bill 410 threshold of excessive absences, it no longer included medical absences. So we had to do quite a bit of digging because the information out there is really limited. If you do a Google search for House Bill 166, you get quite a few things back. Not that many, but a lot of it is legal jargon that's way over my head. I did actually find the law itself that passed, or the bill, and it is 156 pages, and it's actually the state budget and the school financing budget. But if you do search this document for the word excessive, it comes back with one tiny little section, revised code 3321.191, and I'll read that to you. It specifies that only a student's non-medical excused absences and unexcused absence are considered in determining whether the student is excessively absent, triggering a required notice. Currently, the notice requirement is triggered when all the student's excused absences, medical or non-medical, with the student's unexcused absences total 38 hours in a month or 65 hours in a year. So one of the questions people have is, when does this take effect? When I reached out to my contact at State Support, they said October 1st that this takes effect. And however, OD in general hasn't given any guidance on what constitutes a medically excused absence and what doesn't. So schools don't know yet how to classify a medically excused absence. David Ely at OD indicated that it's been turned over to their legal department to provide guidance on the definition of medically excused absence. She went on to state, my contact at State Support, that we will have the changes in DAZZLE out in mid to late September to help districts designate an absence type as medically excused. And the House Bill 410 calc will be updated too. So DAZZLE will be ready in time by October 1st, but it's looking like ODE has or will not be ready. You do some research. Actually, I found something that came back and said the operating appropriations and tax levy generally effective July 18th, the day this bill went into effect. Other provisions effective October 17th. So we're seeing conflicting data, and we've reached out to the Office of School Accountability, and they have not returned our email about when this actually goes into effect. So here's what you can start doing now, and this is why I had to re-record my video. I have pulled up one of my test schools, and here are the absence types. We always recommended that you had 8 absence types. And I'm going to go through the ones that we always recommended. We always said you need an excused absence, you need an unexcused absence, you need an out-of-school suspension. And that out-of-school suspension has to have this checkbox marked. That's how the House Bill Calc knows not to include it in the habitual thresholds. Then you needed 2 tardies, an excused tardy and an unexcused tardy. You needed a non-absence. You can have at least one. A lot of districts have more than that. That's perfectly fine. But that non-absence does not get counted towards House Bill. And then we always recommended that you needed 2 partials, an excused partial and an unexcused partial. So that was the 8 absences. Now you're going to need to add 2 more. You need, at the very least, a medically excused partial. That's this one. And you need a medically excused absence. If you keep track of tardies, you'll want to add a medical excused tardy also. So let me show you an example of why you need a medical partial and a medical excused. I have this student, Dan Kaufman. He's a fake student, and I'm going to go to his school absence page. Just going to type in the cheater school AB, and I'll bring up his school absence page. And when I do, for today, he came in late, 8 o'clock, it's unexcused. So I entered this as an unexcused tardy. Then today, he left at 10:35 to go to physical therapy appointment, and he's back at 11:35. So I entered that in as a medical excused partial. Then he's leaving at 2:45 for an orthodontic appointment, and so I had to do another medically excused partial, 2:45. The partial is the only absence type that lets you put it in more than once. Now down here, yesterday on the 27th, he missed all day. I had to use the medically excused full absence. You can't use a partial and not put a time in and a time out. So that's why I had to re-record my video if you're watching this one for the second time. So let me go back to the absence types. Feel free to take a screenshot of this with your phone. These are the absence types we're recommending. This video is being recorded on Wednesday, August 28th. Now, something to keep in mind. So if this law goes into effect October 1st, and Sarah is sick in the hospital and has cancer and she's receiving chemotherapy, maybe she's waiting for a kidney transplant, and she's out all week, those excused absences this week are going to keep adding up, and she is going to hit those excessive absence thresholds, because as of today, all excused and unexcused absences count towards the House bill thresholds. Now, once we find the official date and Sarah's still sick and she has a doctor's note, she's still in the hospital receiving cancer treatments, or she's waiting for her kidney, then those absences should not count towards the House bill. Something I also want you to keep in mind is please take detailed notes. So if you've got a student that is out for medical appointments, so I'm going to pull up Dan, and I want you to notice what I've typed in the comments. So yesterday he was medically excused. There's a medical excuse, and brought doctor note, and it's Dr. Channing. This one I recorded as it's a physical therapy appointment, orthodontic appointment. Make as many notes and detailed notes as you can, because once ODE releases what constitutes a medical absence and what doesn't, you'll be able to easily distinguish those in your system because you've taken great notes. We have our House bill sessions. We have trainings coming up on the week after Labor Day. My first session is the Tuesday after Labor Day. It's in Columbus. There's still room in that session. There's a session that week Friday at Piketon and at Dayton. And there are sessions throughout the rest of the month of September, early October at the 3 sites too. So please sign up for one of these sessions. When we know more information about House Bill 166, we will definitely communicate that with you. But as of today, Wednesday, August 27th, this is the latest and the greatest information that we have. If you have questions pertaining to House Bill, please email them to us. You'll want to email progressbookhelp@metasolutions.net. And that automatically makes a ticket for the whole entire team to see, and then we can route that to the right person. Thanks everyone for your time and have a great start of school.